Chapter 13, Next Time, I'll Kill You. It was past 6 in the evening. After days of scorching sun, the outdoor air conditioning unit had completely malfunctioned. Jiang Ran was also preparing to leave. Before departing, she packed a whole set of solar panels and batteries into her space. They might prove useful in the future. With a backpack on her shoulders and a foldable summer bamboo mat in her hand, Jiang Ran took one last look at the cozy nest she had carefully cultivated and left without a backward glance. The elevator had already stopped working. Armed with a fully charged flashlight, Jiang Ran descended the stairwell to the underground parking lot, one floor at a time. Her apartment was not on a high floor, and she reached the bottom within just a few minutes. True to expectations, the underground area was cool, with the temperature akin to having the air conditioning on in the apartment. However, due to the large number of people, it was noisy and devoid of any apocalyptic ambience. Instead, it resembled more of a bustling gathering. Upon seeing Jiang Ran descend, Chen Xiulan immediately launched a sarcastic taunt. "Oh, who do we have here? The illustrious 8th floor author has decided to grace us with her presence downstairs. Why not continue enjoying the comfort of your apartment? I assume the air conditioning broke down." The current Jiang Ran was no longer the powerless girl from her previous life. After 3 years in the apocalypse, her demeanor had changed. She raised her head to look at Chen Xiulan and calmly remarked, "If you don't speak, no one will mistake you for being mute." Chen Xiulan's attempt at a retort was met with a counterattack from Jiang Ran, leaving her momentarily at a loss for words. Chen Xiulan's son approached, thinking he could intimidate Jiang Ran, and spoke menacingly. "My mom only said a couple of things. You didn't have to be so relentless. You sure have class, arguing with an elderly person." Jiang Ran remained composed, gazing at the man and responding calmly, "I only said one sentence, while you and your mother said 10. Being uneducated is fine, but there's no need to make others aware of it." Rolling her eyes conspicuously, Jiang Ran turned around and continued walking. The surrounding spectators watched the scene with amused smiles and soft chuckles, quietly discussing the situation. The man's pride took a hit in front of everyone. He couldn't even control a woman, so where could he salvage his dignity? Sternly, he demanded, "If you don't apologize to my mom, this won't be over today." However, Jiang Ran completely ignored him, continuing forward without the slightest hesitation. "Halt!" The man grew even angrier and reached out to grab her. If he caught her, she'd surely topple to the ground. Yet, Jiang Ran moved a step to the side, causing the man to miss his target. He stumbled forward due to inertia. Taking a couple of awkward steps before regaining his balance and avoiding a fall. "FK, UBTCH, I'm going to make sure I kill you today." Humiliated in front of everyone, the man was furious. After steadying himself, he swung his fist at Jiang Ran. "Be careful. It's over, she's going to get beaten up now." The crowd exclaimed in shock. However, Jiang Ran tilted her head, easily evading the man's incoming punch and swiftly turning around to deliver a powerful kick. "Ah!" The man fell to the ground with a thud, clutching his leg and crying out in pain. But that wasn't the end of it. Jiang Ran took a step forward and delivered another forceful kick to the man's abdomen. He instantly twisted in pain, his temples throbbing, and his body involuntarily curling into a ball. Calmly looking down at the man, Jiang Ran stepped on him, her voice casual, "If there's a next time, I'll kill you." The man was terrified by Jiang Ran's casual tone and her intimidating gaze. He trembled all over and could only nod repeatedly, his mind screaming, "Oh God! Her gaze is too terrifying." Could she be a fugitive murderer? Jiang Ran glanced at Chen Qiulan once again. Terrified, Chen Qiulan hastily retreated, and the onlookers also avoided Jiang Ran's gaze, subconsciously swallowing their saliva. No one had expected the reclusive writer to be so formidable. She could easily overpower a young man. After intimidating everyone, Jiang Ran stood up and walked to a corner. Chen Qiulan rushed over and helped her son up, crying out loudly, "My son, are you okay? Get away!" Thinking about Jiang Ran's chilling aura, which sent shivers down their spines, the man forcefully pulled away from Chen Qiulan's grip and walked towards his shocked wife and son. Jiang Ran couldn't be provoked, so he shifted the blame onto his mother, Chen Qiulan. Feeling her mistake, Chen Qiulan followed behind her son Chen Zhong in dejection. The crowd that had gathered to watch the spectacle quickly dispersed. Sitting down in a corner, Jiang Ran spread out her summer mat and secured herself a comfortable spot. She carefully observed the various corners of the underground parking lot. This served a dual purpose, familiarizing herself with the layout and identifying potential hazards. After the earlier incident, she wasn't afraid that these people would dare to steal her belongings. The underground parking lot was quite large, roughly the same size as the above-ground area of the community. It took Jiang Ran more than an hour to complete a full circuit. The community had 3 main gates, a front gate and 2 side gates. Correspondingly, there were 3 exits from the parking garage. Additionally, there were stairwells and elevators leading to each building. The community consisted of 10 residential buildings, each with 2 elevators, 2 emergency staircases, and 3 garage exits. In total, there were 43 exits from the underground parking lot. After considering this, Jiang Ran suddenly realized that the underground parking lot was like a sieve. However, this situation was similar in other communities as well. Combined with the high temperature, there was no time to find a better place. Looking at it from another angle, having multiple exits meant there were more escape routes. After confirming the conditions and locations of the exits, Jiang Ran rolled up her mat and found a safer spot to settle in. Next to her were a couple, and nearby was a car loaded with supplies, likely belonging to the couple. "Hello, I'm Yu Zioan, and this is my husband, Guan Song." Seeing Jiang Ran approaching, the wife greeted her with a smile. They had witnessed the entire incident earlier and didn't think Jiang Ran was in the wrong. Instead, the husband wanted to make her acquaintance due to her strength. The saying goes, "Don't hit a smiling person." Jiang Ran naturally didn't refuse. "Hello, I'm Jiang Ran." After a few more exchanges, Yu Zioan was somewhat surprised. Jiang Ran and discovered that despite Jiang Ran's assertive demeanor in handling the previous situation, she was surprisingly easy to communicate with. They chatted for a while. The 3 of them had broken the ice, and Jiang Ran sat down on her mat, seizing the opportunity to cultivate and improve her strength. As the sun began to set, the temperature dropped rapidly. However, the anticipated power restoration hadn't taken place. Several individuals who were running low on supplies ventured out of the underground parking lot, hoping to buy some food from the nearby supermarket. Unfortunately, due to the high temperatures over the past few days, the supermarket had remained closed, as the employees were unwilling to work under such conditions. Seeing the store's sunshades drawn and the entrance locked, the disappointed crowd had no choice but to return, making do for the time being. A few middle-aged individuals, though, were determined not to leave. They were out of food, and their children and elderly family members were all waiting for something to eat.